Welcome back, guys, to the Robot Master Weapons only run of Mega Man and Bass for the Game Boy Advance. Next up, we'll be taking on King's Fortress, but before we do that, we have to go through the Crystal Palace. Inside the Crystal Palace here, there will be 8 of these crystal switches. We have to hit each of them one time with their respective weapon. Doing so will also make great big bolts appear. Each one is worth 100. We don't really need to collect them, though, because I'm not going to buy anything from the shop. If you want to, though, you're more than welcome to. There are plenty of items in there that can help you out with weapons. You got the energy equalizer, the energy saver, and plenty of other things. So yeah, if you want to buy anything, go for it, but I'm not going to. I like trying to balance them out and everything. We've only got a few more of these crystal switches to break. The next one is definitely the trickiest, the remote mine one is. Up here we go, and right in here. You have to be careful, shoot it in here, aim it up just a little bit, and then aim it down after you get past that other one, then blow it up. There we go. I kind of like the Crystal Palace's music, but it also gets repetitive really quick because it's like the same 3 seconds of music played over and over again. It does sound pretty cool, it fits the stage and all, but it does get repetitive after a while, but I do like it. Alright, time for the King stages. First up, we are pretty much just entering the fortress and everything. Alright. At the start of the stage here, you're going to need to use Ice Wall. Use it as a sled, which is always fun. I like the way how the background looks, the machine that you see in the background there. Take a hit and run forward here. Be careful of the invisible floor. We'll zap some enemies up here with a lightning bolt. Right here. Alright. Switch over to Ice Wall because we're going to need that next. Take a hit and run forward here. Ignore this worm and then go to the next area. Drop an Ice Wall. Let the worm kill itself. Alright. Be quick along these platforms, otherwise they'll slam you into the spikes. Got another one of those giant machines in the background right here. Yeah, we'll be using copy vision quite a bit throughout this first stage. Got some Yoku blocks here. Gotta get ready to slide through them. I like that. That's a pretty neat way to use the Yoku blocks. There we go. I like the music here in this stage. Pretty good one. Probably not my favorite song in Mega Man and Bass, but it is a pretty good one. I do like it quite a bit. Place a copy vision up here, then drop down the ladder to avoid getting hit. Alright, get Wave Burner. Just destroy the bottom eyes and keep moving. There we go. Careful of the fire vents here. Destroy these two and then start moving on the conveyors. Let that one just drop on down. Yeah, I like using Fire Wave. It's short range, but hey, that's just to balance it out because it's a powerful weapon. Using copy vision here. Next up, get Spread Drill ready. We'll take out an enemy from this ladder. There we go. Keep on moving. You'll want to keep Remote Mine high on its energy throughout the fortress stages because you'll be using it quite a bit throughout all the different bosses and everything. And you're going to need quite a bit of it for Wily in the final battle. You're going to need every one of them. So yeah, make absolutely sure that you keep Remote Mine good in its energy. I kind of like this next area. It's got these little waterfalls of ooze or slime or something. You got to time your jumps pretty well if you're using Mega Man. If you're using Bass, though, you can just double jump right through it. Alright, use another Remote Mine here. Carefully time our jump. Wave Burner doesn't have too bad a range. It can always get the enemies that I want to get with it. Take a hit and run through here. I never quite understood how come the lights had to go out right here. The monkey comes down, taunts you, then the lights go out. I just never understood how come the lights had to go out. They only go out for just a moment because they come right back on whenever the boss battle starts. And just kind of weird, I suppose. This is a fun little interesting boss. I really like this one. It's like a little weight-based one, I suppose. You're weighing down the platform on the left to raise up the penguin on the right to get hit by copy vision. Don't pay too much attention to the monkey coming into the fight. For the most part, he'll aim at your copy vision, and he won't hit you too much. If he does hit you, you should have pretty good health to last this battle, so mostly just don't pay much attention to the monkey. Mainly focus on lining up your copy visions to keep hitting the little penguin in the ball. Or whatever that thing is. Alright, King Stage 1 is now down and out. Time for King Stage 2. I like the little pre-fortress cutscene that you see right here. The pre-stage cutscene where it shows like a little picture of the stage. That's pretty cool too. I like the background here. It looks like there's a bunch of curtains and stuff. Pretty cool looking. You're going to want to give Copy Vision some weapon energy here. You're going to need that later on, again, for the boss rematches, so yeah. Use Magic Card to hit up there. I like Magic Card. It's not the most powerful weapon, but it is useful since it can be aimed and everything, so that's nice. And it can bring items to you, of course. Give this energy to Magic Card. Get Lightning Bolt ready, take a hit, climb up this ladder, and then use Lightning Bolt on this screen to take everything out. There we go. I like Lightning Bolt. It uses up okay energy for what kind of a weapon it is. Looks pretty cool visually as well. King Stage 2 is a really long stage, 3 parts long. And the boss of the first part is the tank. I'd recommend taking out the Frontal Cannon first. Use remote mines to do that. It will take 3 remote mines. Just attach a remote line to the Frontal Cannon. Be sure that you don't walk forward after you've detonated it, otherwise the King Tank will back up and be out of the explosion. You don't want that to happen. I'd recommend taking out the Frontal Cannon first because that will keep you from having to go up anymore. There we go, taking out the Frontal Cannon. Next up, I'd recommend taking out the top part of the tank that shoots the grenades down at you. Just use Lightning Bolt to do that. 4 hits with Lightning Bolt will take it out. Just 2 more. After this, the tank only has 1 more part that we have to take out, which would be this one dispensing the little mini soldier units. Whenever he does that, just switch to Magic Card and shoot them up through the floor. Really easy. Kinda like how Mega Man and Base has fewer fortress stages, but they made them longer. If I had to pick though, I'd have shorter stages but have a larger variety of them. Either way it works, and I do like Mega Man and Base and its fortress stages. If you time your hits with Magic Card well enough on the King Tank, you can get up to 5 hits per pass. Occasionally, the tank will just keep driving back and forth and just stall his death. Kinda like what he's doing right now. He'll just keep moving back and forth and won't release any soldiers for you to hit him. There he goes. If he lines himself up with a ladder like what he did here, don't climb the ladder, otherwise of course you're going to be climbing right into him. So just stand a little bit to the left of the ladder and shoot up at him. Still not too bad. He shouldn't have too many more hits before he's down and out. He should be down and out the next time that he opens up that hatch. Yeah, whatever you do, you'll want to stay underneath it, otherwise if you go up there he's going to try to ram into you. So it's definitely safer to stay down here. And King Tank is now down and out. I like how you see that little flash inside the tank after Mega Man teleports away. Go ahead and get Magic Card ready. Take out this bat over here. Open up the first and third chests up here using Magic Card and give the weapon energy inside the Lightning Bolt. Then get Magic Card ready so you can slide without using Tengu Blade. Get down here, use Tengu Blade on that. Place the Copy Vision and keep on moving. Wait a moment, see if we get any weapon energy. We already used the Copy Vision, may as well get the most out of it. Same thing up here, line them up with the tellies. Balance out the weapon energy and everything. Use another Copy Vision here. Copy Vision's a pretty good weapon, especially if you're allowed to use the Buster with it. You can also add on even more damage that way. I think that it's a pretty good weapon, and it's useful in the fact that it can track tellies to it. Makes those kind of areas easier as well. Get Spread Drill ready. And now I'd like to introduce you to quite possibly the cheapest enemy in the entire classic series, the King Jet. The battle takes place on a scrolling field as you jump from one platform to another. After you've done that for a moment, the King Jet will come down and release a cover from its top, revealing its weak point. He has 3 main attacks. The first one, he'll release a bunch of bubbles, which some of the bubbles will have power-ups, including weapon energy. And some of them will have lanterns. If you grab the lanterns, it'll make a flash like this, which will blind you and keep you from seeing where to jump next. The best way to get around that is pretty much just to memorize the spacing between the platforms that you're jumping to. If you memorize the spacing, then the lanterns can't really do much to you. His second attack is to create 2 fists that will break apart the platforms that you're jumping on. If that happens, switch over to Lightning Bolt and use that. It will hold Mega Man in place and keep him safe until he's reached another platform, while at the same time damaging King Jet, of course. His third attack will be to reveal the crystal on the front of the jet. If he does that, just attach a remote mine to it and detonate it as he begins to move up. If you can time the placement of the remote mine correctly, then you can put it on the space between the crystal and the weak point and damage him at the same time as you destroy the crystal. So that's nice as well. With the right weapon combination, King Jet isn't too bad, but still the point remains he is easily one of the most annoying and cheapest bosses in the entire classic series. Time for the final level here in King Stage 2. If you time it right, you can kill all three of these birds with one magic card. That's always fun. Yeah, we'll be mixing up the weapons quite a bit throughout this section. Kill a penguin up here with the Tengu Blade. Use Ice Wall to get up. Keep on moving, avoid the tellies, just jump over this, and up we go. Use magic card up here, take out this treasure chest, it's a fake. There we go. Break open that black ice over there with the spread drill. This can be kind of tricky, you have to ride an ice wall over here. There we go. Just take a hit and get the energy out of this chest. Use this energy here to balance out your weapons. Before you go into the battle against King, make sure that you're doing good on Wave Burner, Remote Mine, and Lightning Bolt. After you've done all that, go through the boss doors to encounter King. You don't actually have to fight King right here, just avoid 3 sets of projectiles from him. He'll shoot these X-shaped projectiles that go in a down, up pattern. Just dodge those 3 times and then you'll be at the end of round 1 against him. One thing that I really like about the battle against King right here is that if you pay attention to the background right now, nothing is wrong or anything. Looks pretty cool, nothing's broken or whatever. But Proto Man will come down in a minute and use a Big Bang Strike to destroy King's shield, and whenever he does that, it also tears up a bunch of stuff in the background. You'll get to see it here in just a minute, but I always thought that was pretty cool. Whoa! Proto Man kind of lagged his landing there. You better have that checked out. Like I said though, pay attention to how the background looks right now, compared to how it's going to look here in just a second. So here it is now. And now it's all broken and destroyed. Pretty neat. I like how they put that little touch in there. In the second battle against King, he has 2 main attacks. His first one will be to keep jumping at you and slashing with his axe. That one is really easy to avoid, and that's the attack that you hope that he does. His second attack will be to shoot a laser that will bounce around the room. And as the laser's bouncing around, he'll be jumping around, so you're constantly moving and sliding and dodging to try to avoid both of them, which can be kind of tricky sometimes. I'd recommend starting out this battle by using Magic Card or Wave Burner to whittle away at King's health. After you've gotten him down a good way, you start using Lightning Bolt on him. For every time that you use Lightning Bolt, the King's going to dash across the room while spinning his axe. As he goes to do that, jump and use Lightning Bolt to have him go underneath you, and then you'll attack him right as he comes out of that attack. Makes him pretty easy. Just like that, King round 2 is already down and out. Overall, the second battle against King can be kind of tricky, but if you have the energy saver and good weapon energy and Lightning Bolt, then you can just keep using that the entire time, and that will really make King a big pushover. Yep, Wily made King, surprise surprise. Oh, how about that? Congratulations, King, he's about to gain a level in Brainwash. Alright, time for the final boss here in King Stage 2. The final boss of this stage will be all 3 enemies that you fought so far combined. King Tank, the King Jet, and King himself. All combined forces to form one big giant mechanoid for you to take out. Ultimate King will use the ramming and the grenades from King Tank, but you can just use this platform here that they put for Mega Man to avoid both of those attacks. You'll also use the laser cannon from the King Jet. Just take it out the same way that you did before. Attach a remote mine to it and detonate it as he begins to come towards you. Lastly, he'll shoot these small 4 homing projectiles. Either take them out using a well-timed ice wall or just use Wave Burner. Either way works. Ultimate King himself is weak to the Wave Burner, which can be kind of tricky to hit him with it at times, but overall it's not too bad. Just make sure that you got enough height with the platform that Mega Man's riding on to jump up and hit him in the head with it. But overall, it's not too bad. If you're playing as base, you won't have this platform here. They have to give it to Mega Man because he can't double jump to reach King's weak point up in the cockpit of the machine. Just one more hit and he'll be down and out. There we go. I always liked King as a character. I like the relationship that he has with Mega Man and Bass, how he starts out as like their ultimate bad guy and then eventually becomes friends with them. I think that it'd be kind of cool to see him make a minor appearance in another Mega Man game. That'd be pretty cool. Alright, time for the final King stage, or Dr. Wily stage I suppose now. They'll give you some weapon energy at the beginning of this stage. Make sure that Wave Burner is doing good on weapon energy. You'll be taking out 3 of these Robot Masters using that. Also make sure that Copy Vision and Magic Card are doing good weapon energy right now as well. Go ahead and get Wave Burner ready. First up is Cold Man, of course. Mega Man and Bass, of course, has the Mega Man 1 style of Robot Master rematches where they'll fight them all throughout the stages. I prefer having the capsule room myself, but hey, both ways are pretty fun. The way how the final level is set up is you'll fight a Robot Master, then after you defeated that Robot Master, you'll go through a small area containing small enemies and stuff. After you've gone through that small area, you'll fight another Robot Master, then go through another small area, so on and so forth. It's a pretty good idea for a final stage. Yeah, I'd definitely recommend using the Wave Burner over Lightning Bolt on Cold Man. It uses up much less weapon energy. Sometimes I accidentally call the Wave Burner Fire Wave, because that's pretty much what it is. It's a wave of fire. Got some Yoku blocks here. There we go. Got some more in this area. Just follow them over here, jump here, learn the pacing of the blocks, and just follow this little order here, and you'll have no problem. Take the bridge over here. Take a hit and just go through this boss door over here. Next up we have Astro Man. I really do like the way how he makes his entrance in this game with the whole 3, 2, 1 countdown. I also really like his background in this area with the stars and everything. It looks really cool in my opinion. Use Wave Burner to take out these minor enemies. Then get yourself set up and get ready to get him with magic cards. If he does this, you can get him with 2 hits per pass, which is quite a bit of damage. Just keep on doing that. Magic Card helps out quite a bit in the battle against Astro Man, not just because it's his weakness, but you can also use it to stop him dead cold in the middle of one of his nosedives so you can avoid him easier that way. That, and if he makes his Copy Vision Astro Man, you can destroy the Copy Vision ones using a single Magic Card. So that's also pretty nice. Astro Man doesn't have too much more before he'll be down and out. There we go. Switch over to Wave Burner and take out a couple of the enemies over here. Throughout this level, I'd recommend balancing out all your weapon energy to where you have just enough to take out each of the Robot Masters that you need to with them, while prioritizing energy in Remote Mine, Magic Card, and Wave Burner. You're going to need Remote Mines and Magic Card for the final battle against Dr. Wily, and you're going to need Wave Burner for 3 of the bosses, and it helps in the final battle against Dr. Wily as well. Next up we have the rematch against Dynamo Man. If you filled up all of your Copy Vision, then Dynamo Man is actually a bit easier this time around since you'll have more weapon energy. You pretty much fight him the same way as you did before, dodge all of his attacks the exact same way, except this time whenever he goes to heal himself, use Wave Burner to take out the machine instead of the Mega Buster, of course. Dodging his Lightning Bolt here. Just move forward every couple of seconds. Like I said, you pretty much fight him the exact same way as you did earlier in the game, except now chances are you probably have more energy and Copy Vision, and you use Wave Burner to take out the regenerating machine. Both of those things only serve to make this fight easier. I think my favorite thing about Dynamo Man has to be that gigantic glass dome that he wears over his head. I also really like how it shatters whenever you defeat him. That's a nice little touch. Go ahead and take out the regenerators now. And there we go. Probably my least favorite thing about Dynamo Man has to be the way how he can recover his own health. That can be especially annoying in a Robot Master Weapons Only run, because if he keeps on recovering his health, that means you have to keep using the weapons even more, thus running you out of even more energy. If you're quick about destroying the generators, though, then that's not too bad. You can use a Copy Vision to stop him from using his Lightning Bolt attack, but chances are you'll only get 2 hits off on him using that Copy Vision. Still, though, it's worth it to cancel that attack, I suppose. Alright, 3 out of the 8 Robot Masters are now down and out. Next up will be Pirate Man, obviously. We'll use Magic Card to take out these enemies here. We'll wait for that one to come back over here. We'll keep on using Magic Card to take out these enemies over here as well. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give that to Magic Card. I always liked Pirate Man's room in the rematches here. I like how it looks like we're inside of a submarine. I also like that little grid chart that you see in the background. Pretty neat. I find it interesting that Pirate Man is fighting inside of like a submarine right now. It's interesting to me because Dive Man hates Pirate Man, and Dive Man is modeled after a submarine, so that's pretty interesting. Both of Pirate Man's boss layers are pretty cool. I like his one in his actual stage as well, with all the gold and treasure that you see everywhere. That one's pretty cool too. I think that I like this one a little bit more though. I like being inside of the submarine. Pretty much just fight Pirate Man the exact same way as you did before. Careful not to slide into the spikes over here. Jump up and grab this. Careful to do a short jump here. Jump over here, slide and push these mines. Do the same thing up here and balance out the weapons again. Go ahead and give that energy over here to Magic Card. And up we go. Just take a hit and go through the door here. And our 5th Robot Master here in the final stage of the game is Burner Man. Once again, just fight him as you did before. I like his little arena here as well. Looks like we're inside of like an inside garden area of sorts. Pretty cool, I think. Probably my favorite thing about fighting Burner Man is pushing him into the spikes. I think that was just a really fun little neat idea that they made it to where you had to shove him into the spikes using Ice Wall. I always like waiting a moment after I hit him with an Ice Wall before pushing it. That way I hit him twice with one Ice Wall before he actually hits the spikes. Get him more damage that way. Burner Man only has one more pixel of health. Let's do this. There he goes. It's 5 out of 8 Robot Masters now down and out here in the Robot Master rematches. This little section here is where you can really build up your weapon energy. If you haven't got remote mines completely full, do so now, and don't use any of them until you've gotten to Dr. Wily, because you're going to need all of them for the battle against Wily. Once you've filled remote mine all the way up, start filling up Wave Burner, because you're going to have to use that to take out Ground Man in remote mine's place. After you've filled up Wave Burner, make sure that Tengu Blade and Spread Drill are doing pretty good on weapon energy. Balance them out to fight off Magic Man and Tengu Man. Yeah, it doesn't matter too much if you take damage throughout this area. There's a ton of health laying around. Once you've got remote mines completely filled up, Wave Burner high on energy, and balanced out Spread Drill and Tengu Blade, I'd recommend giving Magic Card more energy, because you're going to need that in the final battle against Wily. And whatever other weapon energy you may find, give to Lightning Bolt, because it helps with clearing out the small hallways before each new Robot Master. We got a small clown bot here. Just use Wave Burner to take it out. And there we go. Our 6th of the 8 Robot Masters here in the final stage is Magic Man. Which, if you're using Tengu Blade, he's just as easy as he was in the first round. Jump over his projectile, jump and slash him. Jump over his projectile, jump and slash him. So on and so forth. Really easy to do. I really do like how it cuts him in half and you see cards fall out though. That's just really cool. Alright, Magic Man is already down and out. Use Magic Card to get the health and weapon energy if you want to. This section here can be pretty tricky. The area up above can be. We'll use Lightning Bolt to clear out the enemies. And Invisible Pits teamed up with the ceiling makes for some annoying jumps here. If you know where the Invisible Pits are at though, then it's not too bad. Our 7th out of the 8 Robot Masters here in the final stage is Ground Man, who you have to fight with the Wave Burner. It's best to use the Wave Burner on Ground Man because it's an extremely energy efficient weapon. You can't use any of the remote mines because you need it in the final battle against Dr. Wily on his first form. And you need to save all the energy and Magic Card as well for the battle against Dr. Wily for his second form. So your best bet would be to go with Wave Burner because of its energy efficiency. I like how if you look in the background you can kind of see what appears to be support beams. Kind of helps give that feel that you're in an underground area. So that's pretty neat as well. I kind of like that. Whenever he goes to drill underground, he's going to continue heading in the direction that he is facing whenever he drilled underground. Careful of his Spread Drill whenever he fires that as well. Sometimes he'll break it open, other times he won't. Just avoid it the best you can. Another important thing to take note of is that you're going to be fighting Ground Man, Tengu Man, and both forms of Dr. Wily all off the exact same amount of health. That is, assuming that none of the enemies throughout the hallway that goes from Ground Man to Tengu Man drop any health for you. So do your absolute very best not to take any damage if you're aiming for a no-death run. Ground Man always kind of reminded me of like a cousin to Turbo Man and Drill Man. Or maybe like Drill Man's older brother, something like that. I really do like Ground Man though. I like all the Transformer type Robot Masters. Just like that, Ground Man is now down and out. Just use Wave Burner to get the enemy up there, let it wave upwards and then jump to get him. Drop an Ice Wall on this guy. Yeah, pretty much use all the weapons that you won't be using anymore from this point. Use Copy Vision here. I think we'll just use Lightning Bolt from this point on. Clear out the rest of this area. The hallway that goes from Tengu Man to Dr. Wily doesn't have any enemies in it whatsoever. It's just a straight little hallway, so you have nothing more to worry about. I like the touch of having the clouds that you can see outside of the window there. It's kind of interesting how you go from what appears to be an underground area within Ground Man's chamber to a high up area here in Tengu Man's chamber. You do all that without going up or down at all. Kind of interesting. What kind of place are we in anyway? Yep, pretty much just do the same thing that you did to Tengu Man earlier in the game. Lure him over here to the left and just keep on knocking him into the hole. Poor Tengu Man. But that is a lot of fun to do to him. Just like that, we are already at Dr. Wily. For his first form, you're going to need to get remote mines ready. You're going to need every one of them in order to destroy him. There are some other weapons that hurt Wily, but your best bet is definitely going with remote mine. If you accidentally place a remote mine in a bad place, you can still detonate it and he'll run into it because he moves back and forth. He has a wide variety of attacks from sending missiles, just jump over those. He'll try to ram at you, slide under him. Sometimes he'll open up his mouth and try to shoot a big laser at you. If he does that, use Wave Burner to cancel it. I'd recommend starting out round 2 by using Lightning Bolt. That'll let you hit him way up there while avoiding his first attack. From there, use Magic Card, as that's his weakness. If he appears up kind of high like that, jump and shoot a few Magic Cards. If you only shoot one, then you won't be able to reach him. Yep, for round 2, Dr. Wily pulls out the good old disappearing pod trick. Right before Dr. Wily disappears each time, he'll use one of 3 attacks. The first one, he'll shoot 4 balls of energy at you. The second one, he can shoot 4 bomb-type projectiles that'll home in on you. You can destroy those with various weapons. I'd recommend either using Magic Card because you can aim it and it takes them each out in one hit, or using Lightning Bolt since it attacks the whole area and can take them out with one use. And for his third attack, he'll create several balls of energy that will circle outward from him. That is, in my opinion, the trickiest one to dodge. Wily is just about down and out. We'll use Lightning Bolt for the last couple of hits. Let us score damage and avoid his attacks at the same time. Use that a little too early. No problem. There we go. Dr. Wily is now down and out. Time to check out the ending. I like Mega Man and Base's ending. I like how they combine the ending and the credits both into one thing. That way you don't have to sit there and look through the credits if you want to see the whole thing. I think I would rate Mega Man and Base's weapon set as probably the 3rd best weapon set in the entire classic series. It kind of fights for Mega Man 4 for the 2nd or 3rd best weapon set, but if I had to choose, I'd say Mega Man and Base has the 3rd best weapon set in the entire classic series. All the weapons are really, really good in some way or another. You got Ice Wall, which is a powerful weapon. You can use it as a vehicle and ride on it, and heck, you can even use it as a utility to give you an extra boost. You got Copy Vision, which can have enemies trace it down like Tellies, not to mention that Copy Vision shots do twice as much as your normal Mega Buster shots. Combine that in your own Buster shots with it, and you got yourself a killer weapon there. Then you got Spread Drill, which is good for taking out blocks that are in your way, not to mention it has pretty good range with how you can split it into so many drills. Then you've got Wave Burner, which is powerful, energy efficient. It can melt ice blocks and even light fuses, so that's another really good one. You've got Remote Mine, which you can control, and it's extremely powerful. It can also destroy ice blocks, so that's another really good one. Lightning Bolt is a pretty good screen clearing weapon, and it looks awesome whenever you use it. Tengu Blades got a variety of uses, from a melee weapon, a ranged weapon, and even a dash attack. And Magic Card, while it's the weakest power-wise in the entire weapon set, it's still really useful because you can aim it, it's really energy efficient, and it retrieves items for you. So yeah, every single weapon in this entire game has really good uses for them, and they're all pretty good on energy for what kind of weapons they are. So overall, I would give Mega Man & Bass the third best weapon set in the entire classic series. And well, this now concludes our Robot Master Weapons only run of Mega Man & Bass for the Game Boy Advance. I hope you all enjoyed watching it, and you know the drill. Comment, subscribe, and all that. Thank you for watching.